Hello, Dave here with Best Local Results. This is a YouTube channel where I teach local businesses how to do their own local SEO, which basically means how to get your business website to show up in your own area locally under all of the most important industry keywords that you want your business to show up under in the Google Maps 3-pack and also just below in the regular organic section. I also want to recommend that you go to my website. I think you'll find that a really helpful resource. It's bestlocalresults.com. And that website is dedicated to the very same thing this YouTube channel is dedicated to. And I have all kinds of articles that teach you how to do each step of local SEO. And in some cases, I'm able to just walk you through step by step in a more specific fashion even than sometimes I'm able to do in a video. So I highly recommend that. Now, in today's video, the topic that I wanted to talk about is what are the most important factors in local off-page SEO? Off-page means off website. So in other words, what are the most important things that every local business needs to do elsewhere on the internet other than on their website to help their website rank where they want it to rank? And so I've narrowed it down to four basic ones that I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to be doing videos in the future over each of these four items where I dive into each of them deeper than I'm able to do on this video, more specifics. I also have articles on each of these on bestlocalresults.com too. So the four factors that we're going to go over is first, you can't show up in the Google Maps 3-pack if you don't have a Google Business Profile. And everybody does a Google Business Profile. So what are the most important things when you're completing and filling out your Google Business Profile to make sure you outrank your competitors, to make sure you do a better job than your competitors do at creating that profile? The second thing, if you've been around local SEO at all, you know that to build trust with the search engines, you need to have your name, address, and phone number. That's called your NAP, or a NAP citation. Wherever your name, address, and phone number is listed on the internet, it needs to be consistent. The more consistent, the more the search engines trust the information. So I'm going to go over briefly, how to do that, what websites to start with, and where to go from there. The third thing that we're going to talk about is how to build what I call an authoritative digital footprint, a basic authoritative digital footprint, things that every local business should do. It adds credibility, again, in the eyes of the search engine, builds authority on your website. And it's like I said, the basic stuff that every website should do, local business website. And then finally, the fourth thing is how to go about getting relative high authority backlinks. And by relative, I mean relative to your city and state, since this is local SEO, and also relative to your industry. Both of those two factors are key to showing up in the Google Maps 3-pack and in the regular organic section, for that matter. There's probably not anything, there's lots of things that you have to do first, but there's probably not anything that moves the needle to put you above your competition actually ranking than high authority relative backlinks. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start with our first one, which is building a complete and credible Google Business Profile. Here I am on a local business's Google Business Profile. And the thing that I want to emphasize here is you want to, click on Edit Profile. You want to go through this profile as you're filling it out. Every place where they ask you information that you can possibly provide information, you want to do so. You want to fill it out completely and fill everything out. Every type of photo, when you get to the photo section, that asks for, get a decent camera if you need to, or hire somebody, get photos taken of for outside your business, inside your business, with your staff, every type of photo that it asks for. Make sure that you get those photos taken, and then optimize those photos before you upload them for all your keywords, and also for your physical location with GPS coordinates on there. Now, Google will strip those, and it sounds silly. Why would I optimize it if Google's just going to strip it when I upload it? But Google reads it, and it just adds credibility. To me, in my experience of building out these Google business profiles, it just seems to, there still seems to be a little bit of advantage to having optimized geotagged photos that you upload in there, even though Google wipes it off when it puts it in the actual business profile. So that's just a tip. Do it if you want to. To me, I that's one thing that I've found that helps a little bit, even though it doesn't probably make sense. But anyway, definitely add photos. And then when you're naming the photos, use keywords in your photo, like your business name and interior photo. Also have words in there like interior, exterior, staff, things that tell Google and you what the photo is about, and put them in the right sections as you're adding it in there. As you're going through, back to the profile, entering the information, again, you want to include your address, your business name, address, and phone number on your Google business profile, exactly the way you're going to put it everywhere else on your website and everywhere else across the internet. One little quick tip that I like to do, um, is you can see here, this is this business's address. I'm just going to copy that right now. And this is how I recommend you getting your address so that you're going to display all across the internet. Let's say that, um, I'm just going to change it a bit here. Street, Idaho Falls. Okay. Basically, however you would normally write your address, you want to take it, stick it in Google like that, your business address, hit enter, do a search, and you'll notice that I had spelled out street, but Google just does ST. So right here, however, when you do a Google search, Google shows your address. That's how you want to list your address everywhere that you have it on the internet. So if we go back to the profile, you'll notice that's how this business owner has it here. His street is not spelled out. It's just the way Google does it. So take your address, write it however you want, stick it in Google, do a search, and however Google shows your address, that's the way you want to put it on your website. It's the way you want to put it in your Google business profile and all your NAP listings, which we'll talk more about in a minute. Anywhere where it's on the internet. Just a little tip there. So the other thing is, so fill everything out that you can on the Google business profile. When you get to the business description section, what a lot of people do that you do not want to do is they'll just grab a business description off of their Yelp page or off of their website, or they'll just grab some text. You don't want to do that. You want to write multiple paragraph, lengthy, specific, very good, well written, quality business description. Like I said, keyword rich. Mention your location as well. You want to have a well written business description that you include on your uh, in your Google business profile, because Google will grab keywords out of that business description. Number one, Google can read what you're writing too. And so the information in what you're writing, the business description, tells Google more about your business and helps Google decide what you should be ranked for and what you shouldn't. So you want a good quality, well written description, but having keywords in there as well. Have just where they fit naturally, but having it keyword rich and mentioning your location maybe a time or two. That all connects your business to those keywords and to your location, which will help in where you show up in the Google Maps. The other thing is reviews. Um, you want to make it a point to ask your clients for reviews. Another little tip here: if you click on Ask for Reviews here on your business profile, it will take you to a link here that you can copy, and then that link you want to send to your clients. I'll show you what that does. If you paste that link in somewhere, they click on that link when you email it to them or text it to them. It pulls up, brings them right here to where they can fill out a review. So you don't have to worry about them not being able to find it. They do need to be logged into their Google account when they click on the link. But that's a quick little tip. And the other thing is when you're getting Google reviews, you want to give your customer some keywords to put in there. Don't make it the same for every customer, but they want to talk about what service they did. They want to mention your business name. They want to mention, you know, the different services, like I said, like tires, if they had their oil changed. And then they want to talk about what specific things that you did that are good. The keywords that you can get for location and different services that you have in the reviews help probably even more than the business description. Google uses those keywords for figuring out uh, where it's going to show your business in the Google Maps 3 pack under what terms. So that's how you fill out a quality uh, Google Business profile. Okay, the next factor that we want to make sure that we get right has to do with your name, address, and phone number, business name, address, and phone number. In other words, your NAP citations. And there's two parts to that you want to pay attention to. The one is consistency everywhere on the internet, on your website, on your Google Business profile, Bing profile, Yahoo, Yelp, social media sites, all of anywhere where it's listed on the internet. Um, if you spell out the word street needs to be spelled out everywhere. I showed you how to figure out how you should list your address by searching in Google in the previous section. So however you list it, um, then you want to list it identically wherever it is across the internet. That's the first thing, is consistency, the most important. Second thing is quality matters more than quantity. What Google uses NAP citations are for is just because you build a website doesn't mean they necessarily believe you are who you say you are, that you do what you say you do, that you're not a scam, in other words, and that you're a credible business. They look for websites that they trust that list your business to see if you list your NAP information the same as it's listed elsewhere on the internet, to see how credible you are. Basically, if the more consistent it is, in other words, across the website, across the internet, the more the search engines trust it. And on the more authoritative websites you're listed, the more Google trusts it. Used to be just, if you had more listings of your name, address, and phone number on different directory sites across the web than your competitor, you would outrank him. Now is yours more consistent, and are you on the more credible sites than your competitor, is how it is figured into now. and it's not as big of a factor as it used to be, but it's still part of the Google algorithm, so you still want to address it. So um, there's uh, the first way to approach this is manually. I recommend that you go through I would do all of the social media sites that you can possibly do. Um, do them yourself, do them manually in every one of them. Just like I told you about the Google Business Profile, fill it all out completely, fill it out with images, you know, and you want to geotag and optimize the images. I have articles to show you how to do that on bestlocalresults.com if you need to know how to do that. Um, and then what I like to do is I like to write a unique, lengthy, keyword rich, quality written business description for each social media site. So it's different on each one that you possibly can, and for all of your main uh, highest authority directory listings like Yelp, yellowpages.com, some of the Better Business Bureau, some of those I like to do original uh, business business descriptions on those as well. And again, you fill them all out as completely as you can. Once you've done all of the ones that you know of to do um, manually, then it might be a good idea. Matter of fact, I would recommend you uh, pay for a service that will put you in other directory listings. Now, to find out uh, what the most authoritative uh, places to have your NAP, your citation on. There's what I did to find this list here, and this is just one of many lists. Every website has their own opinion. A lot of the same ones are in every list, but as far as they all have some unique ones as well. So what you want to do is just go to Google and search top 50 business citations sources, whatever country you're in, and this is the one that came up first for my search. It's White Spark, which they're really credible. And here's their list of what they feel are the top 50. You'll find other reputable uh, websites that will have a slightly different top 50. And you want to do more than 50. That's why you want to hire one of these services that I'm talking about. Now, the three probably most credible or at least most popular of the services. And let me explain to you really quick what these services are. What they'll do is these services is they will check the internet and try to find all of the uh, business citations, NAP citations that you have on all of the most powerful sites, and any of them that you don't have on directories that they think you should be on. um, it will put you on, and you'll fill out in their service, a business description and your NAP the way you want it, and pictures and all of that sort of thing. And this will put that on those um, websites. It doesn't do as complete a job as you would do if you did it manually. That's why I think you should do manually what you can. But anyway, it'll do it and get your NAP right in a bunch more of them that you didn't weren't able to do manually. And the three services that are I recommend, Bright Local is one. That's their price right there. You can just pause the video and read through that. And what you're looking for is they got lots of different services, including in that price, but mainly what you're concerned about is your local business citations, NAP, getting that everywhere. Another one is White Spark. That's White Spark's the one that did this list here for us. And with White Spark, that's their prices there. And then Moz, I haven't looked up their prices, but Moz is another credible one, and I'm 99% sure they have their own service. I use a different service that's just for SEO people. These are just as good. I would highly recommend that you use. pick one of these and use those. Now, one other thing, going back to what you're going to do manually, is here on my website. I have an article on how to build local citations. This is on bestlocalresults.com. And right here at the top of the article, I have the three uh, what they call data aggregators that you want to get your profile in. What data aggregators are is they're business directories that a lot of other business directories get their information from. So if you set up accounts and get your, um, fill out the profiles completely, just like we've talked about in these three data aggregators, that in and of itself will get you in a bunch of other lesser important business directories um, that copy from these data aggregators. So, in a nutshell, uh, that pretty much covers that uh, factor. Okay, the third factor that we really want to get right, and it's going to seem like it overlaps a lot with what we just talked about with the NAP listings, but this is what I call building an authoritative digital footprint. You can see I have an article on best local results where I go over that into quite a bit of depth, and I highly recommend that you go there and read that. Um, but the main difference between with creating a authoritative digital footprint, you're still it's still talking about when you're filling out social media sites and the more authoritative directory listings. But for the NAP consistency, all you're really concerned about is the name, address, and phone number being consistent all across the website on the most authoritative sites you possibly can. But as far as building a more of a footprint, this is more going back to like what we talked about with the Google business profile, where each of these profiles, you fill them out as completely as you can. You optimize and geotag the images. Um, you write original business descriptions for as many of these as you possibly can. Again, you fill everything out. And then the final thing that these a lot of these have is they provide links back. You can put your website there, and it will link back to your website. Some of these are even do follow links. Most of them now are no follow links. But regardless, because most businesses set up social media sites and business directory listings, um, Google looks at it. If you don't, they wonder what's the matter with you and why you're not. And so it adds to your authoritativeness and credibility. And this is an area where you can outdo your competitors, um, not just by doing more in quantity, but by doing more in quality, which more of the highest quality business directory sites and social media sites. Um, uh, and doing better quality by filling them out more completely, writing better, more well written, keyword rich business descriptions, optimized images, all of the things that I've been talking about here. You're going to just do a better job on all of them. And the fact that those then link to your website, Google's going to see all of that, and all of that is going to add more credibility and everything to your website. Now, that's a different kind of a backlink um, than a website that's completely unrelated to you that you can't set up a profile in. To see websites that you don't control, in other words, that when they link to you and they're related to your industry or your city or state, those are um, much more powerful even than this basic digital footprint. But you got to do this basic digital footprint um, because it sets the foundation and it really adds to your credibility. It's the base. Um, now, uh, that's pretty much all I'm going to go over about creating the authoritative digital footprint. one last thing I guess I'll add is um, I would strive if you can find 100 of the most popular, and you'll be thinking, is there really 100? But 100 of the most popular social media sites. You may not be able to find that many, but you want to get as close to that as you can, or as many of them as you can, and build out the profiles, like I said, and then pick, at least a half a dozen of them to set up and start building followings on, and that sort of thing. That's the last part of this that you want to make sure that you do. So that's how to create an authoritative digital footprint. Again, another very important step that all local business sites should do. Okay, the fourth factor that we really want to get right is what I call acquiring high authority backlinks. This is different than uh, high authority backlinks that you control and own, like social media sites and business directories that you can go on and fill out a profile on. These are websites you don't own, you don't control, um, and they link to your website. Preferably in an article, they mention you and turn that text into a link that links to your website. Google loves those. When I say Google, all search engines, it views those as these websites that are unrelated to you, that are hopefully high authority in the eyes of the search engines, vouching for the credibility of your local business, and the accuracy of the content that you have on your site, um, and basically it's a recommendation, it's a referral. And the higher the authority of the site that links to your website, um, the the more authority that link passes to your website, and the more of those types of links that you get that link to your website, the higher authority your website is. And if you can become the highest authority uh, local business in your industry and your local area, you're going to have a really easy time for any keyword you target outranking all of your competition. Everything else that we teach about local SEO has to be done accurately too. Once that's all done, this is awesome. I mean, this will move the needle more than anything else. This is really, really powerful stuff. Now, a couple of cautions. There's lots of quote unquote SEO things or services that will sell you backlinks. Don't do them. I don't care how good their sales pitch is. I don't care how credible they seem. Um, whether it's a PBN or just they're selling you backlinks. They're all PBNs if they're selling you backlinks. But anyway, a private blog network is what those are called. We'll talk more about those in a second. But you don't want to buy backlinks because from services that are just selling you backlinks. Number one, they're generally not related to your industry, which dramatically reduces, or your city, which dramatically reduces how the benefit they would have to you. But number two, Google knows these kind of spammy things because see, kind of like I said about for Google Maps and business directories, it used to be the more you had, the more you outranked in maps your competitors. With backlinks, it was the same thing. The more backlinks you had, the easier you outranked your competitors. But Google now can tell, in most cases, a private blog network or fake spammy backlinks. And anybody that's selling backlinks, they're going to be spammy backlinks. So please stay away from that. Yeah, beat that horse up. All right. So um, what you're looking for is websites that are based either in your city. So, like a local, like if say you lived in Austin, Texas, and there's an Austin business association, or now if you're paying for the membership, like in an association, that link is not as good as if they mention you in an article and link to your website. but I would still get it because it still gives you uh, location credibility, which is highly super important for Google Maps. But like there'll be like could be a business Austin businesses, or what's better would be like an Austin City magazine. If you using Austin as our example city magazine from the city that you're in an article mentioning you, like doing an article about your website and linking to your website, that would be really awesome and really help you in Google 3-pack. Same thing with your industry. Like say you're a dentist, there's different kinds of there's dental associations that have websites. There's uh, just dental topic, just blogs that are about the dentist industry. There's dental magazines. Again, a paid ad isn't going to be good as a just a mention in an article that contextually links to you. But you want to try to get backlinks from sites that you don't own that have to do with your industry, um, or your city, or both. Um, because those are the ones that are just a high authority link from the New York Times. Yeah, that would be awesome for your website. But if it was an article and you're a dentist and it's an article about dentists and then they link to you, again, you want it to be, if at all possible, to be relative to your industry and your city. So how do you get these kind of links for like a dental blog, or if you're a dentist, or some sort of industry magazine, or even a city magazine? Um, those will sell advertising, which do help, but by far it's better to get a contact that costs you money, but by far it's better to get a contextual link. So you might offer, contact the website, offer to write a article for them that relates to their website that will help their website. If it's a city, it could be an article about something going on in the city that they might want an article about, but you could mention you with a link to your website, or the same with an industry. Or you could contact them and just say, hey, I will pay you. I don't really want an ad, but I will pay you to mention my business in an article and to link to me. And that's kind of basically the approach that you want to take. So this is how you get those very relevant, high authority backlinks. Okay, well, I hope that was interesting. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video all the way to the end. I hope you got some benefit out of it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that little big bell so you'll be notified when we do future videos. And more importantly, please don't forget to like the video. That really helps us with the Google algorithm. And if you know any other local business owners that this would benefit, or SEO people, please share this on your social media or email this to them directly. I appreciate it. Let's talk to you in the next video.